Today our temperature is going to be 102. I hate it when it gets over 100. And so I thought about, well, let's talk about what I'm using now that the summer heat is really upon us here in Sacramento, and many of you in other hot parts of the country are experiencing that too. So let's talk about what do we want to include or bring into a summer skincare routine, and what do we want to set aside until fall in our summer skincare routine, and what are kind of our considerations, the things we need to be, have on the top of our mind, the things we need to be thinking about. So, of course, every esthetician is going to tell you sunscreen, and reapply. So, absolutely, I'm 100% in agreement with that. But there's some other things that go on that I think that can be really helpful for you to know. One thing is that 90% of all skin conditions, things that go wrong with the skin, are caused by a compromised barrier. And we see that a lot in the summertime, especially when we're starting to see a lot of hyperpigmentation and dark spots showing up. We need to really be protecting our skin barrier. We often think of, well, of course, putting on the sunscreen, but we often think of putting on skin brighteners and lighteners and things like that, the things that actually suppress the melanin in the skin to prevent those dark spots, but there's a little more to it. So let's take a little bit deeper dive. So anytime that your skin gets dehydrated or dry, people who have flaky dry skin know this right off the bat, and they're always taking action to keep their skin moist and hydrated. But a lot of times, those of you with a more combo skin, for me in this summertime, I am more combo, or an oily skin type in the summertime, can have that habit of skipping over hydration. And what happens when the skin starts to become depleted of water hydration is that it becomes more susceptible to those negative adverse skin reactions. So we can see more breakouts, we can see more hyperpigmentation, that's those dark spots, and we can also see more crepey skin happening. So even if you're not dry, if your skin's dehydrated, it can start getting this real crepey look to it. When the skin is dehydrated, it starts to sag. So you might just notice that the skin's looking thinner or more droopy. You could also notice in the area where you have pores that the pores start to what I call sag, because those pores just start to look bigger because they're also just sagging. So all of these things happen. If you have rosacea, you're going to see more redness if you're dehydrated. So we really need to work on our hydration in those summer months. And it's finding the right moisturizer, because if you're oily or a combo skin, if you put something greasy on to help protect your barrier from epidermal water loss, it's not going to feel good. You're going to get an oil slick going, you're going to be very shiny. So this is the time of year when you want to pull out those things that are going to help push water into the skin and even help protect the barrier from transepidermal water loss, yet at the same time not be greasy and shiny. So that's our topic for today, is what do we need to do with our skin to keep it really nice and healthy throughout the summer months. So let's start at the very backbone of any skincare routine. Let's talk about cleansing. In the summertime, you're wearing generally more sunscreen, especially if you're reapplying that sunscreen. You've got to be sure to get all of that off your face every day, and you need to rehydrate your skin. So many of you may know, if you've been watching my show for a while, that cleansing with the appropriate gel cleanser is an important step in rehydrating and replumping that skin. If you're using oil on the skin, yeah, that can be nice. Oil can mix with the makeup and help remove it. It can mix with your own oils and help to pull the excess oil out of the skin, but it's not going to rehydrate your skin. So let's talk about some tricks that you can do with your cleanser that's going to actually get the sunscreen off. How many of you out there know that it can be very hard to get the sunscreen off your face in the summer months. We have a common complaint. People talk about that. So a couple things I'm going to show you. One is the dry cleanse. I have two cleansers here that I really like for summer. One is the Color Science Barrier Pro. This is your most gentle of gel cleansers. Cleansing Complex is also gentle, but it has a little bit more exfoliation in it, so it can be a little better for those combo skin types out there. But with both of these, I'm going to show you how to do the dry cleanse, and it's something that you can do with either one or any gel cleanse that you have at home. Where you want to be careful is if you're using a gel cleanser that has a lot of acid in it. So if you have an AHA cleanser with a lot of glycolic acid or mandelic acid in it, then you're going to want to be more careful with this type of a cleansing method. Take my ring off here to make it a little easier. So I'm going to start with the Barrier Pro. The way to do a dry cleanse is to have dry hands. So if I'm going to be getting in the shower and I want to do a dry cleanse to remove all that makeup and sunscreen, I'm actually going to do this at the sink before I get into the shower. And what I'm doing is putting my cleanser. This is so great. This one has a nice little twist, so if you travel, it's not going to pour out everywhere. I've got a nice dollop in there, and I'm rubbing my hands together, and it creates a bit of a foam. Then you take that foam and massage it into the skin. Maybe I should just do it. I wasn't going to wash my face in front of you guys, but what the heck? Send me a heart if you want me to go ahead and do my whole skincare routine here with you guys on the screen. I'm not seeing any hearts. Maybe I don't have to. No hearts. Okay. So Celine will come tell me if she needs me to do it. So, oh, I do see a heart. Okay. That's what I was waiting for. I'm going to grab my Art of Skincare Tassie, keep my hair up and out of my face. There we go. So, here we go. Makes the show more entertaining when you get to watch me do this, I suppose. So here's our cleanser. Get my little dry foam going and massage that into your skin for a solid minute. This is that perfect time to really break up fascia tension in the skin, to move the lymph along, and get a really nice cleanse going. Now, when it starts to feel so sticky that you can't move, that's when you get your hand wet. So now I'm getting my hands wet, and I add the water so that I have the slip. So if you have an MBK wave, at this point, this is when you would get your skin wet and then use your MBK wave to do the rest of your cleansing. I have to make it entertaining. In order to sit for a full minute to 2 minutes cleansing your face, you have to think of some things to do. So I use my knuckles, and I get in and I find little tense areas. I do some lymphatic drainage through here, across the lips, neck, forehead, between the brows. And there we go. Now I'm going to grab a Eco Cloth. We have these lovely Eco Cloths on our website. They're also in our reward centers. So anytime you shop with us, you guys, go to the reward center and load up on some of these essentials like toner pads and Eco Cloths, Tassies. There we go. You can see I'm taking some makeup off with that. Okay, now I'm going to do a second cleanse, and I am really in love with this vitamin C cleanser from Color Science. So when we're talking about what kind of things to add into our skincare routine in the summertime, of course, we're going to think about a lot of antioxidants and brighteners, and vitamin C is amazing. It's an antioxidant, it's a humectant, so it's going to pull water into my skin, and it is a brightener. So I'm going to get some vitamin C on here, my cleanser. It smells so good. And this gives me that really wonderful slip for doing more massage and doing some lymphatic drainage, really pushing that lymph to the outside of the face and then draining it down. Okay, let's get the Eco Cloth again. And you can see, you guys can see, I'm not taking really any more makeup off the skin. That dry cleanse, even with a really gentle cleanser like Barrier Pro, really gets that makeup off. If I had on a thicker makeup, then the second cleanse would be beneficial and even help really get that last bits of makeup off. But I love the vitamin C cleanser. Plumping, hydrating, smells good. Okay. Now, in the next step for me in my skincare routine for summer, I'm thinking about, okay, what do I want to put on my skin now that's going to protect the skin? It's going to put moisture, hydration into the skin. It's also going to give the skin some DNA protection. So this is where you're going to think about putting on your vitamin C serums, your hydrating serums, any kind of antioxidant serums that you have on hand. Today, what I have on hand are two things I'm going to use. I'm going to use some Diamond Bright. I love Diamond Bright from Glymed. This is such a gentle brightener. It doesn't have a lot of acids and things in it that are going to make my skin sensitized, but yet it really does a great job of minimizing hyperpigmentation. Now, are we going to stop all hyperpigmentation during the summer if we're outdoorsy, sporty type people? No. That's just not going to happen. It's not realistic. You can see for me, I've been out bike riding, playing tennis. I'm already picking up these dark spots, and I'm using brighteners every day. I'm using gentle brighteners that I use in the fall, because right now I'm just going to try and minimize it, but no, it's just going to come. I'm having a good time and I'm not going to freak out or worry about it. What I am going to do in the fall is we will do a whole series. We'll do a peel series together. We'll be stepping up our brighteners and our retinols and all of that to take care of that hyperpigmentation more in the fall. So our philosophy here in the summer is let's just kind of maintain and minimize, and also know that your skin needs to be able to produce melanin to protect itself. My skin thinks that these areas need extra protection, that possibly there's some damaged cells under there, some sensitive areas where I could be prone to cancers or things like that, and my skin is producing that melanin to protect itself. So I put on a few brighteners, gentle brighteners with my Diamond Bright. Now I'm going to come in with a calming serum. I'm grabbing this summer All Calm from Color Science, because hyperpigmentation is an inflammatory response. Just like rosacea is an inflammatory response, this is loaded with anti-inflammatories and DNA messengers to help prevent that inflammation response in the skin. This feels really cooling and lovely. I love it. And now I'm going to grab the hydrating mist. Any hydrating mist whether it's Botania or one of the others on our website. This hydrating mask is excellent. Hydrating mist, this is from Color Science. This is our gift with purchase this week with any $100 Color Science order, and it smells really lovely. So I'm giving my skin right now, after the serums, a little drink of water. And I take a deep breath because it just always smells so amazing. Now there's a couple more serums. There's one more serum that I want to show you from Color Science, because Color Science is all about protecting your DNA, protecting your barrier, protecting from water loss, keeping your microbiome healthy. It's all about that for people who spend a lot of time in the sun, whether you're a gardener or you work outdoors or you're an athlete. Color Science has you in mind. They want to protect your skin on every different level from the assault that it gets. So we know that when the sun hits the skin, it actually produces an enzyme called collagenase. And that causes your skin to digest away its own collagen. Like, what? Whatever for? So we need to be boosting and protecting that collagen. Everything that we're doing here is protecting that DNA from that destruction. But another thing that really helps is from Color Science. It's called Pep Up. Pep Up is that collagen boost. It's going to boost that collagen layer, keep collagen stimulated and being produced in the skin. And what I love about this serum is it's also a plumper. So I don't do any kind of fillers for my skin, so I love plumping serums. And this Pump Me Up is Pump Me Up, Pep Up. I always want to call it Pump Me Up, Pep Up from Color Science is beautiful for giving the skin that nice cushion that we want and that we expect from that collagen layer. Helps to keep those little dehydration lines away. It's not too heavy. Some people would use this if you're a little more oily. This might be what you use for a moisturizer, giving yourself that little extra bit of hydration and collagen support. Next on our list is a moisturizer. And so we're wanting to have a moisturizer for summer that is lightweight but yet still prevents transepidermal water loss. And I love Color Science Barrier Pro for that. Barrier Pro is almost like a gel. It is. It's like a gel moisturizer. Goes on and it feels a little bit thick when you put it on. But those of us who have more combo to dry skin, we love that little extra layer of protection that stays with you throughout the day. Now, what I love about this is that even though it's feeling like one of the thickest moisturizers we have right now, it's not as thick as a balm, but it's definitely the thickest gel moisturizer we have. It's going to dry down and it's not going to stay sticky or heavy on my skin. And if you mix it with the mist and put it on, it's even better for those of you who have more combo oily skin. So it's going to be a little bit lighter for your skin. So I've got that on. Now here's where things get a little tricky, and so let's talk about a few different things. Well, first of all, let's grab some eye products because we need to get some eyes on. I love Total Eye Care. This is like a balm. It's a gel balm for the eyes, super hydrating. So where you can get those really dry crow's feet around the eyes, this is going to give you that extra hydration in that area. That feels really good. And I've even been known to put this on the orbital bone around the top of my eye because I can get really dry in this area. And this stuff works beautifully. Gives you a really nice protective finish on your eye area. Okay, now let's, I did pull another moisturizer too. I love this Barrier Pro, but I also wanted to show you guys the vitamin C cream from Glymed, because as we talked about, vitamin C is an antioxidant, it's a brightener, and it's also a humectant, so it's going to pull water into the skin. So this is another more rich, creamy moisturizer that you can use during the day that is beautiful and very protective. So I just wanted to have two different choices that I could kind of show people today. This, to me, this is your all-around. I love this moisturizer in the summertime. It's just a great all-around moisturizer because it's going to give you that barrier protection as well as all that lovely, lovely vitamin C. Now, you guys know that we've had a favorite sunscreen at Art of Skincare the past few years, and we don't carry it anymore because we found out that it did not have licensing by the FDA. This was a sad thing to find out because we all loved it so much. It was called Clear Choice. You'd put it on, and it was the first all-mineral sunscreen that just went on completely clear. And Celine was the smart one in the bunch, because right from the beginning she says, I'm not sure about this. How can it be completely clear like this and really protect your skin? So it started coming out. We started doing our research and found that it actually was not registered by the FDA. We kept reaching out to the manufacturer, asking them to give us their registration number. Finally, she took it off the market. And so we just have to assume it didn't have the kind of FDA clearance and approval. We've since seen other influencers making videos that showed that it had very little protection and really bummed us out. Well, we found a replacement this year for Clear Choice, and that is from Color Science, and it's called No Show Mineral Sunscreen. So while this one does show up a little bit when you're first rubbing it in, it completely disappears very quickly. I love this. You guys can see all my little dark spots. I had faded most of these mostly out for during the winter. But now I'm bike riding and I don't wear gloves. I play pickleball, so I'm holding that racket and all those spots are coming back. So I just have to give myself that pep talk that that's okay. In your 60s, part of having active body and being really vibrant and alive is I'm going to have some freckles. freckles all over my arms and my hands. But anyway, No Show is that beautiful No Show Clear Choice type of sunscreen, and so I wanted to show that to you guys today to have around there. But let me show you, because I'm that, you know me, I'm a little different in how I do things. So the two that I go between for my actual protection every day, my base level protection, let's call it, because I have so much hyperpigmentation, I'm kind of layering my protection on my skin. So I'm putting on, I love one of these two during the day. If I'm going to be out playing tennis, bike riding, I'm going to grab Extreme Protect every time. And I grab this Extreme Protect in the translucent because I'm going to be putting on other things and makeup that I want to use for color rather than that. So Extreme Protect is amazing because it actually prevents those thiamine dimers. The thiamine dimers is the DNA changes that happen that are precursors to cancer. So they've done studies, people who use this and don't even go outdoors, who stay indoors all day and wear this sunscreen have less thiamine dimers than if they don't use it. So real positive reason to use this product. And it's a serum, moisturizer, and sunscreen all in one for those people who really want that all in one. I love that all in one because it gives the skin such a nice moist glow. The other one that I love, it's another serum, moisturizer, sunscreen, and that's from Hop. And this one is called All Mineral Protection. And it's got these other great anti-aging ingredients in it. It's got the growth factors, it's got PLLA in it, all of that great stuff. But this one is not really oncology approved. This one is your oncology approved. So when we get these other growth factors in there, they're great because they stimulate collagen. But if you are prone to cancer, it's not going to cause cancer, but it speeds up the proliferation. I love that word, proliferation of skin cell growth and turnover. So it's going to actually increase the growth of that those negative DNA molecule cells on your skin. But I'll just use this one for today. I want to show you guys either one of these will do the same thing. I love these because yes, they do have a little white to them, but they give the skin a really beautiful glow. And I use this as my kind of primer. This is my primer for my makeup, and it works beautifully that way. For summertime, I do not like to wear a lot of foundation. So one thing that I like to put on sometimes after this is just to grab, and I don't have it right here next to me, but it's the Hop sun cushion. Comes in a little round silver container with a little pad, and you put it on, and that can be enough foundation for most people. Only comes in one shade, so it's really your light medium skin tone. But what I'm really loving this year instead of the sun cushion is from Color Science, and it's their Flex. As you can tell, I'm really excited about our Color Science launch. There's just so many fun products that we're finding that are acne safe and that we really enjoy using. So with Flex, I can use the light shade and I can use the medium. I'm going to go ahead and do medium because I'm starting to get a lot more tan. As you can see, when it first goes on, it's white. But as you rub it in, those little color spheres go to work and it turns into color. And it's, you know, there's a lot of tinted sunscreens out there that give a tint, but Flex actually evens out your skin tone. You can see it's really evened out my hyperpigmentation. Does it cover it up completely? No. Do I want to cover it up completely? No, because if I do that, I'm not going to have a natural beauty, radiant glow. So with that natural, beautiful glow, you want to have your little imperfections can shine through. It's okay. We're just evening it out and giving the skin an overall nice glow. I can see I have lots of questions coming in. Grab my glasses and I'll try and answer some for you. I'm getting really nice and glowy. Good thing I have some more things to show you. Okay, let's check some questions before I get too much further ahead. I know Celine's helping, so she might have taken care of them. Let's see. Yes. So people were asking about cleansing. Let's go all the way back to the cleansing step. Could one step replace, or could your gel cleanser replace an oil cleanse? In the summertime, that's what I do. I replace my oil cleanse. And I really like the gel cleanse, but you've got to do that dry cleanse method. If you do that dry cleanse method, it's all good. You're going to be able to do that. Replace your oil cleanser. Okay. Oh, somebody says that they found the Pro Step 1 cleanser was harsh. I've never found that to be true, even just using it straight. So maybe you have really super sensitive skin. And, you know, if you reach out to our customer service, we can always help you to find a different cleanser for your skin, Alicia. Okay, it might be an ingredient in it that's just not right for you. Andrea, is there a daily vitamin I can take for rosacea and inflammation? I'm going to skip over that right now. I don't want to go into, I'm not an expert on nutrition. I have some ideas about it, but it's not really where I shine. And that's better information to get from somebody with that, you know, with that background in nutrition. The most important thing I can tell you is to eat a non-inflammatory diet. That's going to be the best thing you can do for your skin, your joints, everything. And for most people doing an anti-inflammatory diet, they find they have to just exclude alcohol, processed sugar, and all wheat, grains, rice, corn, all of that out of their diet. So that would be my best. I'm having a hot flash, you guys. So it's not normal that I get quite this shiny, but I am 61 and I do get hot flashes. I'm turning bright red. So that's what you're seeing happening. I'm going to just start dripping sweat. And it's just crazy. Female hormones are nuts. Okay. Oh, let's see. Joseph says, would men be interested in color science? It emphasizes makeup and has tints. So color science has many things that are not tinted, like the no-show that I showed you. But Joseph, we have a video somewhere. I'll look for it to post for you on social media. Michelle, my husband, uses Flex in the medium, and we have a video of him putting it on so that you can see it on his skin. Absolutely, this can be used by men. It does not look like makeup. It just evens out your whole skin tone everywhere and looks really beautiful. So I don't see any problem with you using Flex. So I know we've been emphasizing a lot the makeup aspects because we're so excited about the fact that you can protect your skin and wear makeup, and it's really beautiful. But Color Science is so much more than just a makeup sunscreen. All of their sunscreens are really beautiful, and we'll be having some future shows where we really break down more the different sunscreens for you. Like I showed you the no-show, There's just so many that are just not makeup at all. We have some powders that you can put on the skin to help. I'm going to use it today to help soak up some of this sweat coming off my skin. Let me grab a cloth actually. Oh, I need a fan in here. Ben, come and fan. Eek. Let's get some of the sweat off from my hot flash. And let's move on with what I'm doing and what I'm carrying in my purse to protect. The thing we're going to finish with is nighttime skincare and kind of what you're going to be eliminating from your routine for summertime. So once I have all this on, I'm feeling pretty good. I really am enjoying, I get these little purpley dark circles under here, and I'm really enjoying the Color Science 3-in-1s. I originally bought the Fair because I thought I'm fair, and it was way too light. And so I had to I didn't return it, I just threw it in my drawer and I bought a medium. So I'm gonna put some medium on for you guys now. I love the way it comes in this little pump. What you have to know is you don't need very much. And if you pump out too much onto this, you're gonna have way too much. So I'm putting on, I just pumped out the very littlest bit. And now what I love is how cold this is, especially when I'm having a hot flash, right? It's really going to cool down this area. It's a nice creamy formula. Does not settle in your lines under the eyes, but it gives that nice moist look under there. It's not dry and not crepey. I really like that. Let's get a little bit more. Excuse me. There we go. I see I have a question. I'm talking too much. Pollen in my throat. Madeline did a very informative video and swatched the shades. Yay. Thank you, Madeline. Celine's bringing me water. She's my baby. Thank you.
I turned on the AC.
She turned on the AC for me too. Thank you. Okay. Since we were talking about men, Tina says, do they take care of their skin when you have facial hair and beards? Facial hair actually provides sun protection. So, you know, back in the day before I had a lot of facial fuzz, I used to tell my clients, oh, keep that fuzz, just leave it there because it's providing you sun protection. It's still really great advice, but guess what, you guys? When I hit menopause at 55, I had so much white fuzz, it was like a white beard, and I started shaving my face. So I used my husband's electric razor, shave my face every other day, and I remove all that fuzz. So I'm not getting the benefit of that sun protection, but as you can see, I'm layering a lot of sun protection on. So for men, what they're gonna do is apply that sunscreen in the areas where they don't have the facial hair. You don't wanna try and rub sunscreen down into a beard. That's not gonna work out very well. Now there's some men that are just going a very light kind of beard, and you know, it's kind of in fashion right now, and if they're out in the sun, I would apply sunscreen through that for sure if you're spending the day outdoors. But when you have that real heavy beard through here, that's giving you all the protection you need. That's why when men shave off that heavy beard, they have this white that it takes a couple days for that to go away and everything to catch up, so to speak. So I got my under eye concealer on. I'm in love with the Color Balms. In the morning, I like to use the berry, and then the one that I'm carrying every day in my purse is the blush shade. And I love this because you guys can see where I get my sunspots is on this blush area. So in the morning, I like to start with a little darker color, warm it up on my finger, and then apply it. I love blush. I think it's part of that aging. We just kind of get washed out. And so I just love putting on blush and seeing that color come back up. Now this one, this color of berry, I'm leaving at home in my drawer, and what I'm carrying with me in my purse every day is this blush stick. This is more of that sun-kissed look, and when I'm wanting to reapply and I know I'm out in the sun, I love this because it's SPF 50, and it's really going to help protect my cheekbone area and even below the cheekbones. It's going to help to protect that area that's really vulnerable for me and where I tend to get that dark pigmentation. So there's 3 things I'm carrying in my purse every day with me right now, and that is the blush color balm. I'm carrying with me, I'm gonna have to go get my purse to show it to you guys. There is a stick, and I don't have it on my desk right here. Maybe Celine can grab it. There's a stick sunscreen that's white. You pull the cap off and you can put on and reapply with that. And I'm carrying that in my purse every day. And then I'm carrying the color Coral in the lip colors. The lip colors is an SPF 35. I'm so lucky to have an assistant today. What would I do without you? This is the color stick SPF 50. So easy just to put on and touch up throughout the day anywhere that you want. This goes on my grandkids every day. This is the only one my grandson will let me put on him anymore. If I try to put on cream on him, he's like, no, I use the stick, Mimi. I use the stick. And so I can get his ears, the back of his neck. I can get the back of my hands before I jump on the bike or before I start to drive in the car. I can whip this out and protect my hands. So this little stick is in my purse, my blush, and then I grab the gloss. And the gloss is a 35. And the one I'm really enjoying is Coral, and I'll put it on over other lipsticks or put it on plain. And it's just a really nice sun-kissed pink. Let's get the hair out of that. That looks better, much better. Now see, I've still got quite a bit of shine going on. Now in my normal day, Gina likes shine. And I know that shine's gonna fade by midday, and so I would just go out and leave all this shine. But if I don't wanna leave the shine, I can grab the SPF powder. We have 2 of them that we love. One is from Is Clinical and the other one is from Color Science. And I can use this just to pick up a bit of that. What color is this, Gina? I just grabbed one and didn't look at color. This is tan. You can tell I'm now giving myself a tan. Gina doesn't like tan. Gina likes more of a highlighter look because you go, no, I love color. I love to have that kind of shiny, really dewy look. For my age, I feel like it looks really great. So normally I would not use tan. I would use the light shade. So I'm not going to put any more of that on. But the other one that I really do love is bronze. And because I don't contour, I don't do the tan thing, I use this on my eyelids. This becomes my eyeshadow, and it is also an SPF of 50. So I just squeeze the little brush and I apply to my eyelids. Gives me that nice little contour up there, which is so pretty. And I love that. So essentially, this is me. I go out shiny. If I just, like I explained, I go out shiny because I know it's going to disappear partway through the day, and I just like that shiny glow. It's just me. But what am I doing at nighttime? So normally, you know, at nighttime is when I'm alternating between brighteners and my retinol emulsion and doing a lot of retinols. In the summertime, I really set all my retinols aside and I start doing a routine of brighteners and other more gentle exfoliants that just help to remove that top layer of dead skin without causing sun sensitivity. So my staples right now at this hot time of the year, I'm using oftentimes Diamond Bright, and then on top of Diamond Bright, where is it? I just set it down. On top of Diamond Bright, I'm putting the Bio Renewal Serum. put this on the back of my hand since I've already got my face coated with everything. So the Diamond Bright's going to help to brighten and lighten that hyperpigmentation. And then the biorenewal is amazing because it actually speaks to your DNA and your cells and tells them to shed. As we age, we often notice that our skin cells don't shed the way they should. They just hold on. So biorenewal serum going on top of that is just going to come in and help my skin to shed away that dry, dull skin that can build up on there. And then once a week, I'm giving my skin a really intensive brightening treatment. And, oh, no. Oh, Celine will have to bring it into me. I'm sorry, Celine. I really am hopeless today, you guys. Hopeless. So we have a new product from Glymed, and it's called Brilliant Tone. Brilliant Tone is amazing skin brightener, but it is very, very strong. And those of us who are estheticians who've been testing it out, we push the limits, right? So some of us have been trying and using it. Well, let's see what happens if we use it every single night. And it is really strong, and you will probably get a rash if you do that every night. But what I'm loving is that I can use it once a week, and it's giving me that extra brightening boost that I need. And it's just used in the evening time. So this is so pretty though. And this was the Diamond Bright and the Biorenewal Serum. And that's all I need most nights. And then I'm doing that Brilliant Tone once a week for a real brightening. And the other thing I'm doing once a week, oh, Celine grabbed it so I can show it to you. Brilliant Tone. This is my once a week brightener, the gel form. Feels really nice on the skin, but man, it is active. I should start using it on the back of my hands. I'm going to do that, you guys, and I'll come back and report to you how that goes. I can probably do that more every night. And again, Brilliant Tone is put into a really emollient base, so that's all you need to put on is the Brilliant Tone by itself. But even on my arm here, it feels a little bit tingly. So we all want that extra brightening, but we need to pay attention to the instructions and don't overuse this product because you will get the really nice brightening, but you don't want to get a rash along with it because it is a strong, very effective product. Oh, the other product that I'm using once per week, I've talked about it a number of times, is the Glymed Nightly Resurfacing Cream. And then I put on the peptide mask on top of it, and I just sleep in that. That's my all-night sleeping mask. So I've really simplified things down. I know some of you watching this are going, that's simplified? Gina, what are you thinking? Because I'm not a simple person when it comes to my skincare, except at night. I like to keep it just 2 products at the most on my face, but during the day, I tend to like to layer a few things onto my skin, but this is my simplified. So I've got going on my skin today. We had a brightening serum, a gentle brightening serum. We had an all calm serum to keep inflammation away. And then I put on the Pep Up serum to keep that collagen production happening and nice and high, because that's all this thickness you see. My juicy cheeks, they're so pinchable. That's collagen production. I don't get fillers. So I'm doing everything I can to protect that collagen. I want to keep inflammation away because inflammation is bad for collagen production. Keep away inflammation and keep away dehydration. Both of those. And just really do things that help to protect my DNA as well as build. So I'm going to put my glasses on now because I can see a few more questions have come in here and I want to help with those. So start throwing questions at me, you guys, because we're coming down to the last few minutes of the show, and I want to talk about remixing your skincare routine. So what do you have questions about that we maybe could do or work on in your routine? Melissa says, could I use Neogenesis Skin Restore over the Is Clinical Brightening Serum? And then you're using the Is Clinical Emulsion 0.3% every other day. So for summer, what I would say for you, Melissa, is take that Is Clinical Emulsion down to once a week. And then, yes, Neogenesis Restore Serum, is a gentle form of vitamin A. It's the newest generation in our retinols. You know, all like vitamin C's over time are just getting better and better and better. And it's the same thing with our retinols. We're using different varieties of retinol. Many of you saw that we started using retinaldehyde a few years ago. We were hoping that was going to be a really good replacement for retinol. And what we have found is that while retinaldehyde does do some of the things that retinol does, it's not quite as high performing as other forms of retinol, and that retinaldehyde does best when it's combined with a mandelic, usually with mandelic or a lactic acid. But now we've got Neogenesis with this new generation of retinol, and it's more gentle. So it's very likely that you can use that with no problems over the Is Clinical Brightening Serum. I don't see a problem with that at all. The only thing that I see is that with summer here, you're probably going to want to cut that back and not use it every night. Especially don't use it when you're on vacation. Don't use it when you know you're going to be out in the sun all day the next day, or you've been out in the sun all day. Just be judicious with it. Don't use it too much. Parvin says, can you mix Hop-O-2 serum with Emapel night cream? I don't. Your Cavapla is not going to work well underneath Emapel night cream. So I generally don't do that. You can certainly experiment with it. See if you like putting on that. Of course, you would put on the O2 serum first, and then you would put on any Emapel cream or any other kind of cream over the top of it. And you can play with that. But generally, my clients, we coach them that we use our retinols at night, and we use our filler, which is the Hop Cavapla, is our topical filler, and we use that in the mornings, and then we use our retinol and our other things that are restoring and rebuilding at nighttime. Any more questions, you guys? I'm going to take a little bit of this one berry and add it to my lips because I like a little more color, so I can mix that in with this lip gloss, which was a 35, and the blush balm, which is a 50, and give my lips some nice color. I like that better. Okay, any more questions, you guys? Emapel serum, as opposed to Emapel night cream, Emapel serum is a vitamin C serum with niacinamide. It helps with dehydration, it helps with dark spots, helps with collagen loss. So of course, Emapel serum is a beautiful serum to use as your daytime serum in the winter and in the summer. So that's something that you can keep in your routine. You don't need to replace out. Let's see, we have a question here. So microneedling is good for collagen, but does it cause inflammation? So microneedling can cause some inflammation, a light amount, and that can be okay. We don't want to be microneedling every single day, but if you're doing true needles, those titanium needles, and you're needling your skin, and to the point where you're getting some inflammation, some pinkness and redness, you don't want to do that every day. That's a treatment that you save to do once every 5 weeks, or once a week, or once every few weeks. That's not a treatment to do every day. If you want to do a needling type treatment to increase collagen production, that's when I recommend going to a silicone needle. And that's why we have the Skin Wand Pro at Artist Skincare. A silicone needle does not cause that inflammation, and it can be used pretty much every day. I still don't do that every day. I'm more of a couple times a week person, but I have many clients that love it and they use it every other day. So the silicone needle is going to cause less inflammation and less hyperpigmentation, where a titanium needle is going to cause more inflammation and be more prone to causing hyperpigmentation. So that's my tip for you. Also, if you're using titanium needles, you want to use really the right serums that you're putting into the skin. You want to either use Neogenesis Recovery Serum, or you want to use the Anti-Age microneedling solutions. That's all you want to needle into your skin, not other stuff. If you want to needle in your Cavapla, that's when you want to grab the silicone needles and use the Skin Wand Pro instead. That's when you can do other types of ingredients and do that needling with it. I see Celine popped in here. Oh yes, our Color Science sunscreen's acne safe. Most of them are. Anything that has the total protection name in it is comedogenic tested. And let's talk about that for a moment, because we've often told you guys that comedogenicity is not regulated. It's like the FDA regulates sunscreen protection. They do not regulate comedogenicity. So there's many companies that will say, oh, non-comedogenic, but there's no testing, there's no regulating going on. The beautiful thing about Glymed and Color Science is that they are doing true comedogenicity testing, and that we can trust, that we know it actually means something. It's unfortunate that that term is not regulated, and so there's a lot of things out there that might say non-comedogenic, especially if you're shopping at Target, or it might say oil-free, and neither of those mean that they won't break you out in most cases. We work closely with our labs. We see the formulations. We see how they are breaking down their raw materials. And so when we find things that we know, that you may see an ingredient that you see somewhere else that we say, don't use that, it causes acne. But we know when we're working with a certain formulator, we get to see more of the process that's going on behind the scenes. How well is that process so that it's not actually causing blemishes? So yes, most of Color Science and most of Glymed are actually very acne safe, and that's why we brought them in, and their comedogenicity testing is very thorough. All right, any more questions from you guys? We'll give it another minute to pop in with a question. It's funny that I gave my forehead a tan. Let's experiment. Gina doesn't like tan, but let's just do it. Oh, Celine said there's more questions. I just need to scroll down. Let's add a little more sun-kissed tan just to help with my shiny hot flash. I don't know why I don't like tan. It actually looks nice on the skin. Okay, let's go down. Celine, it's not scrolling down any further. Okay, Melissa says, is clinical triactive mask similar to the Glymed resurfacing night? No. No. Triactive mask is cool, but I could never leave that on my face all night. That's super exfoliating. That's more of a product in the summertime. I'm only going to use that maybe once a month and maybe once every other week in the wintertime, but it really depends on how sensitive your skin is. But it's not a product that you would leave on all night. The Glymed Resurfacing Night Cream is a product that you can leave on all night. Glymed is amazing with their glycolic acid. I mean, there were years where I was snobby and I just wouldn't look at Glymed because glycolic acid was in the name of the company. And I was just so against glycolic acid because I saw that it was dehydrating, irritating, very unstable. It could cause peeling here and not here. It was just an acid that I chose to avoid. And when Celine started bringing Glymed around and having us test it, I have to say some of that came with me still, and I would not try at first the products that had glycolic acid in them. And then finally I broke down and I said, okay, I just got over my brain. And I started using some of their glycolic cleansers, their scrubs. I love their glycolic face scrub, their body scrub, their cleansers, and the nightly resurfacing night cream. And what I've discovered is that it's a lot in the formulation. And so there can be acids, like you guys know, we carry a lot of different mandelic acids, and they all have different pHs. And that pH really affects how irritating or not irritating it is for your skin. The other ingredients that combine with an acid also have a lot of impact on how an acid will treat your skin. So Glymed is really taking glycolic acid and they've made it an art form. They know just the right inflammatory ingredients to put with it, just the right pH to put with it, so that you get these really great benefits. They have a beta acid for rosacea skin that has glycolic acid in it. At first I was so like, oh, I don't know, that doesn't sound good to me. And more people kept saying, no, this is really good for rosacea. And we've been testing it with clients and finding that yes, using beta acid at night, the beta serum for rosacea is amazing. So they really created, it's really an art form that they've taken it to. There are, there's skincare and then there's skincare, and there's some really amazing labs behind Is Clinical, Glymed, and Color Science. Color Science too has just an amazing manufacturer behind it, amazing lab people and chemists behind it that are just pushing that envelope to have really state-of-the-art formulations for you guys, and that's really exciting to see. Let's see if I have any more. No. So if you think that I missed any questions, if you want to come in and tell me who I might have missed, but I feel like I got everybody on here. If you're out there and I didn't answer your question, pop it in again real quick here.
One person on YouTube.
Yes. Oh, YouTube. Mm-hmm.
What you recommend for dark circles? They've tried everything, nothing works. I know they have the Glymed Rosacea Relief. I can grab that for you.
Yes, a couple different things that I have in mind. And one of them is Glymed's Rosacea Relief. It actually works better for dark circles than it works for rosacea. Not that it's bad for rosacea, but we love this for dark circles. So that's Rosacea Relief from Glymed. Really helps. The other thing is our liver supplements. And I know earlier I said I don't want to talk about supplements, but in this case I'll do it. But our liver supplement is excellent for those dark circles underneath the eyes as well. So the product for, yes, Celine, can you find the product? My battery's about to die, you guys, so if I disappear, I apologize. Can you show the product, the beta serum from Glymed that is for rosacea nighttime? That's your nighttime corrective. Celine can put that up there for you. That'll be great. I'm watching my battery countdown. It must be in the stars. Something's going on that my live is needing a lot of support today. Okay. Melissa says, how does the Color Science eye cream compare to Tizo? Is the Color Science acne safe? So the eye cream does not have SPF. Tizo's eye cream has SPF. What the Color Science Total Eye has is moisture, plus it has the dark circle cover up. So the 3-in-1 is different from Tizo in that, well, they both have sunscreen, but this one has makeup in it. So it's going to help cover those dark circles underneath the eyes. I would say that both products, both eye products from Color Science are more moisturizing. They're going to put more of a protective moisture barrier on the skin than the Tizo. So anybody who has a little oilier skin, they're going to probably prefer that Tizo one with its SPF protection. Oh, and I can see we got that beta serum up there for you in the corner. Oh, Celine, pop in here for us. Is the Color Science eye cream acne safe? Do we have an acne safe badge on that? I would look, but it'll use up more battery.
So it has not been comedogenic tested.
Okay, it is not comedogenic tested.
You don't break out around your eyes.
But it's not one of their tested items. But if you don't get pimples around this area, it's not going to be a problem. So you'll have to use your own judgment on that product.
Yeah, the Tyso one actually isn't acne safe either, but we don't see any problems with that.
Okay, the Tyso one is actually also not acne safe, but we don't see any problems with it because most people don't break out in this area. So we don't find that we have to be as strict with our eye care as we do with everything else going on to the face. All right, you guys, this has been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed sharing with you all my little fun summer things that I'm using right now. I hope that you found some key information in here that's going to help you with your routine, help you know what to keep in your routine, what to set aside. Okay, she gets some breakouts under her eyebrows. So yeah, don't put eye cream under your in your eyebrows. When you say under your eyebrows, do you mean under here or do you mean underneath where your eyebrows are growing? Because those hair follicles, if you're getting them in the actual brows, you want to make sure that you're using your toner in those brows, that you're doing your dry cleanse right in there in the brows, and using toner in your brows. Not only will toner help with the breakouts in the brows, but they're going to help the brows to grow better and right below the hair. So maybe under here, maybe where you're tweezing. So if you have you definitely use your toner in that area. Use your, if you have a Mandelic serum, you can use a little bit of Mandelic serum in that area. What it sounds like is that you're tweezing and then that hair follicle is more inflamed, and so it's going to be more prone to breakouts. So try that, doing that double cleanse in there. And oh, Celine's popping in. There's some things give her terrible pimples in her eyebrows too, but there's still a good thing to be said for really exfoliating and cleansing the brows well and using your toner. Get in there with your toner pads and really rub the toner pads into your eyebrows as well. Celine has really sensitive skin and we can't even wax her eyebrows without her breaking out really terribly in that area. So she's probably the best one for giving that advice there. Oh, her eyebrow gels. Yeah, eyebrow gels often have bad ingredients in them, and so you might not want to use an eyebrow gel. So I hope that was helpful. All right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of the week. We have more fun things coming for you over the next few weeks that we're very excited about, and we'll see you again soon. Let's see what Celine said down here, and I'm curious to see what the next thing. I learn from Celine all the time. Oh, she says, the Rare Beauty Gel hasn't given her any pimples, but the Glossier Boy Brow is awful. Good to know. Good to know about that. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful summer. Don't sweat about the dark spots and stuff like that. Just go out and have fun. Just make sure that you're doing the things that you know that are going to keep your skin at its best. Use your good hydrators, your serums. Set aside your retinols and acids for later. Keep good moisture on the skin. Layer your sunscreens. I love the fact that I can now layer my sunscreen with makeup that is an SPF 50. Isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness. So that's really going to help me with my dark spot prevention or minimization. It's going to minimize those dark spots. That's all we're doing over the summer months. And the only thing to focus on otherwise is having a great time and enjoying the wonderful outdoors and getting some extra time off. Okay, you guys? All right. See you again next